Welcome to Bayou City Professionals, the show where Houston's trusted leaders and experts share their insights and stories. Hosted by Houston attorney Brian Eisen.
Okay, let's talk about SEO. Some maybe 600 people per month go to Google and they search for a keyword, Houston car accident lawyer. It would be great if you were one of the 10 lawyers on that page. 3,000 people a month go to Google and they search Texas Hammer. And Jim Adler and his son are the only lawyer on that page. Would you rather win that keyword, or would you rather have people go look for you by name? To people in Houston, Jim Adler is famous for car accident, just the same way Mattress Mac is famous for Houston furniture. You'd rather be famous as opposed to playing the keyword game. So to your particular client, your face, your voice, your personality needs to be in front of them constantly. And you're just the lawyer in their life. You're not the lawyer in the world or Houston or Texas, but for DWI people for DWI clients, they need to thank Brian Eisen, because you don't want them going to look for Houston DWI lawyer where you compete with 10 schmucks on page one. You want them to have been watching your videos for the last 3 years, and instead of searching DWI lawyer, they search Eisen Law Firm, and you're the only lawyer on that page, and they don't price check you because they went looking for you. Whereas someone looking for a keyword, they're looking for the cheapest lawyer that solves this problem. So brand building is paramount. Brand building is before SEO. I wrote a blog article called SEO is for Suckers. And it's true. SEO is what you do when nobody knows who you are. Let me handle that. Every waking moment, the owner of the firm should be thinking, how do I get famous? How does my name become synonymous with the service I provide? Like Mattress Mac, like Texas Hammer, like Apple Computers, Elon Musk. Let me worry about what font you're going to use, what your rankings are. You need to be thinking every day of your life, will this make me famous? So that you no longer have to play SEO with the rest of the schmucks. They just go look for you by name.
No, that makes sense. I'll tell you what, case in point, about during the pandemic, because I own 2 domains, which I kind of use both. One is my website, eisenlaw.com. But then I also have DWILawyerHouston.com, and I kind of got it and I paid for it. I mean, it wasn't free. And kind of with the idea that, well, that'll help with SEO. It really hasn't. I don't think it has. And even if you search now, DWI Lawyer Houston, I'm not the top result. I mean, I'm on the first page, but I'm not the top result. So I think in the past, if I'm not mistaken, the rule was if you did that, if you got a domain that said, big Chevy trucks, Houston, that, and that was your website, that you'd find your car dealership or like your, or whatever. But now that's not really the case anymore. Am I wrong about that? Sure seems that way.
You're right about that. That's called exact match domain or partial match domain, meaning the domain name exactly matches the keyword, like HoustonCarAccidentLawyer.org or .com. The problem with that is that's 2010 SEO. Google can't let that be the rule, because then everyone would just go buy it and the search results mean nothing. So right around 2015, Google started moving to big brands, and it's better, in my opinion, to have a branded domain like Eisen Law Firm or .com as opposed to Houston DWI Lawyer. Also, as you're backlinking, it's easier for Google to see a bunch of backlinks with the anchor text of your brand name because that looks natural versus a bunch of people backlinking to you for a keyword. That doesn't happen in real life. That only happens when you hire someone like me to fake popularity for you. And it's just an easy way for Google to see, oh, you're gaming the system. Let's de-index this website. You would always rather have a branded domain, especially if you have a unique name, like I don't know, like someone who has a unique last name. A lot of times
Mine's pretty unique. I don't know any other Eisens. Not here.
right, like if you were John Smith Law, how do you brand that? But you can brand Brian Eisen,
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
there you go.